Welcome back, everybody, to the Barely Breathing podcast. Today we have Jordan Flores, better known as Young Blores, TikTok creator, comedian, and world champion animal cage fighter. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic today. I appreciate the titles. Very much true. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't think I'm feeling good enough to take on a bear, though.
Yeah, that's something that you kind of build up to over time. Me, I was kind of, born that way, but maybe by the end of the podcast, you'll be able to.
I'll take some notes. I'll see if I learned from the best. But your videos are absolutely hilarious. I was watching a lot of them today, and even like some of your earlier stuff with the animal boxing. I don't know. I was dying laughing.
I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear it.
So, what gave you kind of the idea to just start doing this in general? Like, the content you do is kind of not like something that's as common. So what kind of just like was like, oh, I'm going to do these instead of something like regular, like comedy or point of view or whatever is popular on TikTok?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of like creative interests that I wanted to do. Honestly, initially I started out TikTok because I wanted to apply into Eisenberg to get into the business school as well. And I felt like I needed another angle to do that. And so I saw TikTok and the potential of building something on TikTok and showing that I have like a marketing expertise to that would give me that leverage to go into Eisenberg, because that would be something different. But in terms of the videos, I don't know. I've always been like kind of quirky, kind of weird, quirky, no, but it literally like the inspiration just comes out of the most random places. For the animal video particularly, what happened was I was playing with my dog, Kobe. He's a nice Labradoodle. And we were in my backyard and I saw this falcon. There was a falcon and it was just like eyeing us. And I was like, that's really weird. Like it was looking like menacingly, right? And so then I go inside, right, to go get like my Hot Pocket because I just threw him in the oven or whatever. And I see out of the corner of my eye that falcon fly down and like my dog's right there. And Kobe, he does not defend himself at all. Like he barks, but there's no actual bite to him at all. And oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my bad. We're also at my friend's house in Washington, D.C. right now. We're visiting him, so we gotta be quiet because his parents are in a meeting. But anyway, so I was like, fuck, like I don't want my dog to get ate by a falcon. You know what I mean? So then I ran back outside and I ran up on the falcon and I started thinking about it like, okay, like if it really came down to it and if it was me versus that falcon, like what would happen? And so, I mean, we really just went from there.
Damn, that's pretty awesome.
And
was
this
this
a very
was this,
interesting story, like a falcon just out of nowhere.
yeah, I think you could take a falcon.
I thought so too, for sure.
It's so funny that people got so offended too in the comments. They're like, "There's no way, dude. There's no way."
Oh my God, they were so pressed about it. That was the funniest part for me because then it became like a bit of a troll job, but also just like sincerely. I mean, some of those animals, I mean, all of those animals realistically, I know I could take, but some of them to the common folks seem, a little more far-fetched than others. But yeah, that was really fun being able to respond to some of them too. I built a lot of a following just doing that.
Yeah. People got so heated over it.
About the falcon though, in your mind at that moment, what were like your pros and cons just about that one falcon coming down? Like you were like, oh, I can take it.
Oh, I was certain I could take that falcon. There was no doubt in my mind. No, because I mean, Kobe, that's like my little brother. You know what I mean? So I was like, there's no chance I'm gonna let him, I don't know what they do. They like come down apparently. According to everybody in the comments, they come down. Up there was like these guys are like a peregrine falcon comes down at 170 miles per hour. He didn't look that fast to me. First of all, I didn't have my radar gun out, but it just looked small enough where I felt like I could break his neck. If like it came on to me, I felt like I could do it. So that's what was going through my mind.
Jeez.
Nice.
Was this out in you're from California, right?
Yes, sir. I'm from San Diego.
San Diego. We had a guest on here who corrected us because I said Cali, and he said nobody from California says Cali. Is that
very true? That's very true.
Yeah, that was news to me.
Yeah.
But how's it like out there? I mean, it seems beautiful.
It is beautiful. I mean, every day 70 and sunny. Bro, shut. I mean, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's as gorgeous as the pictures make it out to be. It's actually really nice coming back to Amherst because it humbles you a little bit and it makes you appreciate the weather over there a lot more. So, there's huge swells in the water, that kind of thing.
What like made you go like, yes, I'm gonna go to the Northeast for college? Like that is where I want to be.
So that's actually really funny because so when we were applying to colleges, we kind of had the mindset of, it's hard to make a decision about a university unless you see the university in person, right? So my friend and I were talking, actually the friend that I'm here with right now, his name's Alex. We were like, okay, like let's go see it. We were interested in a bunch of universities on the East Coast, so that we're like, all right, let's go see these places in person. So we went on a week-long trip down the East Coast. We called it the East Coast Extravaganza, and we saw just a bunch of colleges. And the craziest part was that UMass was one of the colleges that he wanted to visit. It wasn't even on my list. So I went with him on the tour, not expecting anything. And that was the one college that I spent like an hour and a half just like pestering the tour guides about like, oh, the university, all this. And it was like so dramatic because like when I was like, apparently when we were rolling out of Amherst, my mom said that I was looking out the window because my mom came. I was looking out the window and I was like, wow, it's so beautiful. And the rest is history.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Every experience I've had at Amherst when I visited before going, it rained. So it was not beautiful.
No, not quite as splendid. I like the rain though a lot. We don't get that a lot. That's why we're always on fire in California.
Yeah.
So which is better then, the West Coast or the East Coast?
West Coast, best coast. Oh, are you kidding me?
East Coast, Beast Coast. What do you mean?
Beast Coast?
It's
Don't
the
even
Beast
talk
Coast.
about Beast with me, man. Like we don't get started down that path. No, there's no chance. Like y'all want to be like us. Like we're your lock screens. Like
Interesting way of putting it. It is an interesting way.
All right.
So,
okay.
if you want to go down that debate path, this is going to be a longer than a 30-minute podcast.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just saying New England's kind of the best place. So
Wet,
whatever.
sad.
It is cold. That's the one thing I think you guys have on us. I hate the cold, and it is absolutely freezing here.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. Cold's just a state of mind. You just tell yourself you're not cold.
Yeah,
and it's a non-issue.
I don't get cold.
It's true. Honestly,
I don't get cold.
Exactly. No, that's the problem is that people like, oh, they feel pain. And my whole thing is like, just don't feel it. You get
I love how
Oh,
I love how
exactly.
your TikToks are all like, I'm built different. Like if I could go back in time and you're just built different. And that's kind of like your brand, I feel.
Well, yeah, like even
Yeah.
at Amherst, people are like, "Oh my God, it's so cold today." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, no, it's not.
Exactly.
I don't feel cold.
Well, the issue is that you don't really feel cold when you're already icy. I don't know if you see what I'm saying. So, you're not even worried about anything like that. But yeah, I mean, we aren't all born built different. It is true that my DNA is sequenced alternatively, but it's been a process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Have you met anyone else as who was built different the way you like in the aspect you were?
I can't find anyone who was formulated as specifically as me. No, I've never had that sort of. I wish I had, so I could give you that insight. But no, I mean, the fact of the matter, there's levels to this, and like I'm all the way up there.
So in that case, like when OBJ said he was built different and that COVID couldn't touch him, is he a level below you or like?
Oh, for sure. I mean, OBJ could catch. I don't know. Did he catch COVID, Alex? I don't know. Oh, yeah. How politically, not politically correct? What age range are we allowed to go to on this?
Oh, we can do anything. It's a podcast.
Because OBJ, I don't know if OBJ caught COVID, but he caught shit on his chest that one time. You guys heard about that.
Oh man.
That was actually like real talk. Did you hear that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did.
that
That
was
is interesting.
that was people have their quirks to it, but no, OBJ, we're not on the same level. I guess that's why he's on the Browns though, huh?
Going back to UMass, it seems like a lot of content talk about how you're in a frat. How's that?
Being in a frat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun time, honestly. There's a lot of like stereotypes with fraternities and stuff like that, but I genuinely, when I think about like brotherhood, that means a lot to me, and it's like very like, I don't know, people look at that and think it's like kind of corny or kind of superficial, whatever, but when I call somebody like my brother, that means a lot to me. So when I was going and rushing frats, I wanted to uphold that integrity that I had for that, word. So in the frat that I ended up choosing, Delta Chi, shout out D Chi, those guys showed that to me. And, I call my friends from that, because I've been friends with this dude, Alex, since first grade, a bunch of them since first grade. And like, those are my brothers. So I would never use that word in association with anybody I didn't feel like truly upheld that. So it's a fun time though.
What do they think about this whole TikTok thing? Because you're pretty big on TikTok.
I don't know. First of all, there's a lot of people way bigger than me. Shout out Sana right here. But at first they were kind of roasting me to begin with, which honestly I expected that. I wasn't expecting anybody to be like, yeah, you're gonna be TikTok famous. But I remember I sent my first TikTok in there and I was like, guys, go follow me. I'm gonna be TikTok famous. This is my new goal, because it was just so boring over quarantine. And now they've sort of came around to it. I haven't done a lot of frat stuff as much recently, because like there's kind of guidelines on stuff that we could do and say about fraternities that I don't want to like get in trouble about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with sorority.
Yeah, that too.
It's rough.
Yeah, you're Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting guidelines that I have recently learned about.
Very nuanced. It's very nuanced. Yeah.
Yeah. I learned we can't even have like frat letters in the background of something.
Really?
Because it shows bias towards a specific frat.
I guess that kind of makes sense, but still, I don't know. From like a guideline perspective, I get that. Can you have your own letters in them though?
Yeah, we can have our own letters, but not like any letters. If you were to go to a mixer and they had like their letters on a wall, you can't have that. Like,
yeah, I got you. Okay.
That kind of stuff.
Are any of you guys in like any Greek life, anything like that?
I'm in a frat called like RA. We're kind of like a buzzkill. We walk the halls,
That's funny. I was like, I know where he's going with this.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk to reporters.
Yeah.
Do you throw parties? I don't know. Delta Chi threw a mean like traffic light party, stoplight party. I went to that.
I mean, pre-COVID, yeah, we threw bangers, but yeah, I don't know. I hope we get some more by the time like we graduate. I'm assuming, are you guys all juniors too?
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Oh, sophomores. Okay, I'm a junior. I'm the oldest one here then. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the spring semester. Are you going back to UMass?
I want to. I think because I've been paying rent on this house like the past month, 2 months, or no, all last semester I'm at, and for a single, and so that's just went into the ether. No, like that money has not came back to me. So I want to get a little bit out of it before my time is like up there, because we're actually we're losing that house because we
lost our house.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. We're getting another one on Strong Street, but it's definitely not as prime of a location as Sunset.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever came out to a DKI party? No.
Ben.
Yeah, our sound guy Ben.
Ben has.
I visited UMass. I loved it. It was a lot of fun, but I don't know any of the names of anything. What?
They don't go to UMass.
No, I go to Stony Brook. He goes to Northeastern.
Cool. Stony Brook. Nice.
Do you even know where that is?
No, I have no clue.
No, our new house is on Sunset, which is like fun, but it's not zoned, so we can't even put frat or like sorority letters on it.
Yeah, that's tough. We've had it like that. We're waiting for one of these other guys to maybe get kicked out of their house so we could swoop in. But
Oh,
that's pretty much the
oh
process.
damn.
I'm telling you, that's pretty much the process. Like that's how it goes. Apparently,
That's true.
like,
Like old frats get kicked out and then a
Yeah.
different frat moves in.
I think that
I've heard that.
once upon a time we had a house, but I don't know when that time was. It was a couple ages ago. So,
Yeah. No, it's definitely wild. I think the time that we're in now is just interesting and everyone's just adapting as they go.
it's scary, really. I
But I
hope.
mean,
Yeah.
especially with the whole COVID, it's important to stay active, which you have been doing with your 300 push-ups a day challenge. Like that was pretty impressive.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
a time in my life when I was like, I'm gonna do 100 a day, but 300 a day?
That was a pretty good transition there, first of all. Yeah, no, that was just another thing. That was before, I think I started that before I even had a video go viral, just because I wanted to hold myself accountable for doing something physical and have somebody like everyone see it. And actually, the funny thing is that if you go back to that video, the first video, because I was like trying to make a challenge. This is when I'm like trying to find like my area on TikTok, trying to get some sort of following. The first challenge was like, oh, like if I don't finish this, I'm gonna have to do whatever the top comment says. And I'm pretty sure the top comment says fight a shark, which is super ironic because of like what ended up happening. But yeah, that 300 push-ups was tough. By the end of it, I was actually able to like kill it. Like I'd murder like 100 in a row, then I do 50-50, and then just split the last 100 into 25s.
Dang,
I
There you go.
You gotta stay fit if you're gonna fight grizzly bears. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
Like,
That
guess-
is true.
Guess the haters
Guess I'll-
didn't take into account the 300 push-ups, you know, plus.
I'll have to hit the rec when I
many-
go back.
how many push-ups have you seen a grizzly bear do?
5 at max.
Maybe even that. Find me the video, and I bet you he doesn't even have. I bet you he doesn't even have good form, and he probably can't do triangle. He probably can't do diamond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The haters definitely didn't crunch the numbers as well as you have, you know.
So
Oh wow.
it's a lot of dynamic.
But so I was looking at your channel though with like just physical activity in general. Your dunking progress. How's that?
So we're dunking consistently. We're trying to get some more like tools in our bag, like windmills, cockbacks, stuff like that. Right now we're at the rim Grayson level, just barely getting it over. Yeah, I've always had like bounce, but I just don't know how to jump off one foot. For some reason, that's been my hurdle. That's been the thing I can't get over, which is ironic, hurdle. But no, that's been the thing I couldn't do. So we're getting up there little by little because we have Greek week. When that happens, I don't know if you've had your first Greek week yet, but there's a big basketball game that they have during it where like the whole gym is flooded. And like I've had like these fantasies in my head since freshman year of college of like just dunking on someone in Greek week and just turning up the whole gym. So that's what
I don't know. Will Greek week even happen?
That's a big question mark. I don't know.
Ooh.
But
All I've
it's one of those
experienced
things
is
where,
a Zoom formal, which I didn't even go to because I had a test the next day.
what does that even mean? How do you do a Zoom formal?
I could not tell you because I didn't go.
You do like a do you like put like a filter on your character here or something like that?
You spend all day picking the background.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I don't understand.
Dang, that's
No,
unfortunate.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. Roll with the punches, adapt.
So you're
Exactly.
saying
With
you're
the
in
flow.
DC right now?
I'm in DC right now. Yeah.
That must have been crazy for like the past few days.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, it
yeah.
was. That was definitely unexpected. What happened yesterday? We haven't really been able to. We're not really exploring DC. We're actually visiting my friend. He got diagnosed with mesothelioma recently, so we're visiting him right now. Just to support the homie, stuff like that. So he's downstairs. But yeah, that's why we're here. We're not really like seeing the city. I did want to go out though. When I saw the Capitol was like rioting, I wanted to go out there and film some stuff, but not this time.
Jeez, yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that you can say you were there though for a pretty dark time in our history, but
All right, like that is so unprecedented. Is literally, I don't remember the last time something like that has happened. It's certainly not during our lifetime. I think I saw this one story on the news. It was like the last time somebody entered the Capitol, I guess it was like this guy in like the 1800s. He tried to go in with like these two pistols, like these like gunpowder pistols, and like take out 2 leaders or whatever. But then both the pistols jammed. So then one of the dudes who he tried to shoot beat him with his cane. He just started beating him with his cane.
Oh,
And-
that was the beating with the cane. That was right before the Civil War. It was
he
one of the
knows, he
senators.
knows. Yeah. See? That's
And
what-
then the only time a non-congressperson has breached the Capitol like that was the British during the War of 1812. When they
Hey,
burned down the White House.
we got
What?
a, yeah, I'm so glad somebody knew that. A-push major here. Let's go.
So what is your major? In one of your videos, you were like programming. Are you a CompSci major?
I am a CompSci major right now, yeah.
That seems tough.
Yeah, no, it's nothing short of horrible. It pains me.
Oh
Just 'cause I'm
my.
also a CompSci major
Ben's
right now.
Ben's twin has a interesting name for being a comp sci major. What was it again? He
Oh,
told us yesterday.
Wish I don't know. It's like forget like
The
something to
Virgin
do with
Club.
never being laid.
The Virgin
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so what's the stats? What percentage of CompSci majors actually ever leave their dorm?
I'd say a very, very limited amount of them do. They're very much co-junksies, but honestly, they deserve a little more credit. A lot of them, like, I guess they're more quiet. I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens when you're behind your computer a lot. But a lot of them are like super funny. Like those quiet kids are some of the funniest dudes like you'll
Oh
meet.
yeah.
Like so, but yeah, there's exceptions to the CompSci narrative for sure.
Add respect,
You
though.
included. Yes.
Yeah, because like
So-
my only experience with CompSci majors is my roommate from last year, and
Yeah.
he didn't leave the dorm.
Wasn't the most
Major-
extroverted guy.
Oh, not at all. No, major online chess player. Actively played Webkinz.
Oh,
Stop.
way.
Don't shit on Webkinz.
Yeah.
You can't hate on Webkinz.
That's
I mean,
actually
he
like
slept with 2 of them every night. It
as a
was,
business
Mm.
major, we have to actually keep our webcam alive for
Oh.
the whole semester. So
it was something else.
You
it's our
guys are-
final project.
I'll give him.
Sleeping with the Webkins, I understand, but don't you ever shit on Webkins again in front of me, Zach.
I never played Webkinz. I played Club Penguin.
Oh, that's
Okay,
so
well,
gas.
yeah, but like you never played Webkins?
Never ever. No.
Oh
Club
my
Penguin was the way to
God.
go.
How did it work? Could like your Webkins die, or like what?
They
Like it could get
starve to
really
death.
sick. My friend and I played during our English 112 class last year because we were really bored. And so we were sitting there in class, both of us on our computers, actually just playing Webkins.
Dude, yeah. I had a really traumatic experience on Club Penguin once.
Oh?
Yeah. I had a bunch of puffles, like mad puffles. I was kind of a hoarder. And I just upgraded to like a new igloo because I was grinding on this one like game where you go and like grab a pearl. And then I went to like the Penguin, I don't know, that district, and I said a cuss word. And so then I got banned, right, for a couple days because I was trying to slide up on the, the Penguin baddies. So
They're bringing the igloo.
I was spitting game. I was like, come back to the glue, we'll chop it up. And so then I got banned from Club Penguin and I came back and all my puffles were dead.
I feel like that's so traumatic for children. Like
Oh
when,
my God.
if they come back and like all their bubbles are just dead.
There was like a red puffle left and like, it was like his health meter was all the way down and it was like water. And like, he looked like he was in so much pain.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, let me help
Oh
you.
my God. Okay. So you're a comp-sci major though. And like from your videos, why not turf management? Like,
Why not turf management?
yes, like why not be a
Grass and turf management.
yes.
That's
grass
the
and
only thing
turf
I know about
management
UMass. Is that all
Grass
the
and
sports
field
players
management.
do grass and field management.
major.
So you're just asking me why I chose CompSci over grass and turf management?
Yes. Why not grass and turf management?
Great careers.
Though grass and turf management sounds like a very intriguing career, and there's a lot of upside to it, I feel like in general there may be some more opportunity in computer science in my future. I'm sure there's exceptions to the rules. I'm sure there's some certified turf majors out there, but as for me, I'm gonna go with app building over field building. Field growth.
Field building.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's keeping
Oh
all those
my
grasses
God.
in your head, like bluegrass. Like that's the only one I know.
That's a lot to like index. You know what I'm saying?
Mad respect
Oh my
for
App
God.
grass
building.
too.
Are you gonna try and like work for a different company, or do you have an idea for an app you want to launch yourself?
I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with that CompSci background quite yet. I'm sure that if I have an idea for an app, I have a lot of computer science friends that I could collaborate with in building that. But more, I like computer science because it gives me an insight onto like algorithms and stuff like that that I can apply into apps like TikTok, where TikTok actually, when I was trying to build that, I did a lot of like research on the algorithm so that I could realize and see what videos were gonna be more or less successful. So like I could put out a video now at this point and I could be like, yeah, that's gonna get 10,000 views. Yeah, that's gonna get 50,000 views, or yeah, this could get 1,000,000 views because of like that research I've done on it.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I just post whatever and hope something happens.
Honestly,
I find that the videos with the least amount of effort going into them end up going viral for no reason.
yeah, that's sometimes just how it is because there's just a randomness aspect to it, but a lot of it is like post timing, post length, and then just incentivizing engagement because there's like percentage thresholds that you need to reach in order for your video to get pushed out to like the For You page or just to your following.
Maybe that one video I posted back in August, maybe it was like a really optimal time, like noon.
Well,
Maybe it had like a pretty good sound. I don't know.
that video was like the perfect video to go viral because it was like, so there was a story to it, right? It was like a love story between you and someone else, right?
Oh, for sure.
Well, it was. That's what people. That's why
I know people still ask about it.
exactly, and because they wanted to see that happen, and the fact that they felt like they could have an influence on your love story is what made them want to comment on it and like the video.
That is true.
The sound you used had to do with love and relationships. It was the perfect sound for that. So like so while it seems like, oh, this is just a random video, it shouldn't went viral, you literally hit all the points that would have made a viral video. Like when you
Damn.
break it down.
See, Sana, you're smarter than you think.
Yeah.
Apparently, my genius is just hidden under
Even a
loads
star
and
blogger
loads of dance
Right,
videos.
twice a day. So
Okay. All right. You have this one video where you go over questions to get to know your friend. And I was wondering if you actually use any of them.
No. I mean sometimes definitely use some of those questions to get to know my friends better. But the reason why I wanted to post that video is because there's this guy named Max Emerson. I tagged him in the comments. He's like so funny and he always does videos like that where it seems like it's going one way and then it just goes in some completely different direction. And my friends and I were talking about him and I'm like, I want to make a video just like him and tag him and just see if he comments. And so yeah, that was the reason I made that video, and he did comment, which was pretty cool.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So you never just turned to your friend Alex, I think you said he was, just be like, are
How'd
you
you get
really
over
over her?
Yeah.
Like-
No, he still doesn't know how. he still hasn't.
Or like, do you believe in the afterlife? If you're really over her,
Alex,
like,
do you believe in the afterlife?
Yeah.
All right,
there we go.
there you go. The more you know.
there it is. That's the insight from Alex.
So do you have any upcoming crazy projects? I don't know, big ideas that you want to test out, or is it you just feeling it out right now?
There's actually, I mean, I have a bunch of ideas that I want to do post COVID, like once that we could go into public more, because I I want to like go and interview, like do those interview podcasts, but I don't want to go and put out like that message that it's okay to be going out and socializing during this time, because it's not. And just stuff where I could interact with people more. I think that now that I built a semi-platform, I could explore some of those broader projects and see more success from them easier. But for the time being, I just have I'm trying to get better at video editing, coming up with ideas, coming up with jokes, stuff like that. So that's pretty much every day. I'm just like writing stuff down.
That's cool though that you have the plan, that you know what like you want to do. But yeah, definitely after COVID kind of like somehow we managed to deal with it per se. Those are some pretty interesting ideas to explore. I've definitely seen ones that I want to try out where you just go up to people and ask them the dumbest questions.
Yeah, maybe
Literally
we
the
can collab on that at
stupid.
UMass.
Oh, at UMass, literally what I was thinking. There's this one account called The Daily Dropout, and they do the weirdest shit around a college campus. And me and my friends were like, I kind of really want to do this at UMass. Like, it's pretty funny.
We could. Why not? Why not us?
Oh, that's true. We will then.
Come on, let's get the barely breathing podcast on here. Let's talk
Get the
about
squad up.
why is that? Why barely breathing? I'm interested.
Barely breathing. The real reason is because I don't know. I like the name, but the reason that I tell people is because we talk so much that we can barely catch our breath. When we did our first podcast, it was just endless streams of consciousness, and it's like, wow, we're barely breathing.
That's awesome.
Wait, that's why you came up with it?
That's why. That's what I tell people.
Oh,
It sounded a little bit melodramatic. I was like, I hope somebody doesn't have some life-threatening illness here.
Oh my God.
Oh, just a lot of
We both have
asthma.
high levels of asthma. You never know.
Where's my inhaler?
No,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
we're not built as different. We have to depend on air and
My aerobic capacity is on another level.
yeah. Recently, you hit your 7-year anniversary of taking your last breath.
No breathing. It's been a long journey. But
You beat that addiction.
I did. It was a hard thing to do, but
You think it has something to do with your high school? Because we're doing some research, and there's a guy from your high school who set the record for no sleeping, Ryan Gardner.
yeah, actually, yeah, that's funny. I'm trying to beat him. That was my biggest inspiration. Yeah, I remember I found that out. That was freshman year. I found that out. He did a sleeping experiment, a sleep deprivation experiment. That's funny. What else did you
I
guys?
hope he's okay. I hope
Everything.
he's okay.
But maybe it's something in the California water.
It is.
Oh, honestly.
We just don't want to be slept on, so we can't sleep on ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one more thing I wanted to bring up was you recently did a video kind of different than what you normally do. I think you wrote a rap.
Oh yeah.
Kind of inspirational almost. What kind of got you to be oh, I'm gonna break away from what I usually do to kind of just put this out there?
So first of all, one thing is I never want to be boxed into a niche on anything, because I feel there's a lot of parts of my personality that I want to express. And so that's why actually, if you check out my bio, it says Team No Niche. And that's something I want to build more, because I want to be able to do anything that I can. But with that, I actually write a lot of poetry. I was in a poetry class this last semester. I'm working on getting a creative writing distinction right now. So I don't know. Sometimes when I feel I'm going through it or whatever, I just write some stuff down, and I heard this really dope beat, and I've always liked rapping a little bit, stuff like that. I dropped a SoundCloud song in high school. That was actually my rap name in high school, was Jay Swizzle. But yeah, so I wrote that because it was something that helped me out. I was I don't know, maybe this will help one of my followers out with whatever they're going through. And the craziest thing, it didn't go viral, but it got a big response from my people. So
yeah, no, I listened to it and I thought it was really cool that you put that out there, that you let yourself be open to just kind of everyone.
I think that vulnerability is pivotal to being built different.
Oh,
I like that. I like that a lot. Well,
I'm definitely taking notes of all these tips on how to be built different.
I'm putting together a memoir right now. Memories of the Alpha. Experiences as an Alpha. So I'll definitely slide you the info once I got it built.
Okay. I'll be hoping for an autographed copy, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Well, it seems there's a lot of good things to come. It seems when COVID calms down, a couple collabs that everyone can look forward to. And I don't know, I just, your trajectory seems really good. I love your videos. They'll definitely continue to watch them. Who knows, in a year from now, 1 million, 2 million, 6 million, 8 million?
Hey, man, maybe. I
Who's to
like
say?
that. I like the sound of that.
But to the listeners, if you guys want to check him out, which you should, go on TikTok, type in Young Flores, Young with a U, and get those numbers up. Great content, inspirational, and everything. And on Insta at Jordan Flores. We'll tag those in the description. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man. This was dope. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time.